shot this eyeball intensity, boom, shot lasers into the camera, came out my television, burned a hole in my couch. Notice people's eye intensity. We match body language, we match voice tone, and we match the eye intensity that people throw out. This idea of shifting positions of perception. Of course, most people are going through the world in first position. And there's a great Australian song, what about me? 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 And most people are walking around the world, they're going, what's in it for me? What's in it? In fact, you might be in a relationship with someone like that. These are the people that when they walk in the door, they say, oh, sweetheart, darling, let me tell you about my day. I'll tell you, when I'm done telling you about my day, I'll ask you about what you thought about my day. I challenge you, again, to notice, match body language, match voice tone. Match body language, match voice tone, and also, I want you to match the intensity of the people that were around. Have you ever noticed eyeball intensity changes from person to person? I work with these organizations, and I'll say, what are you doing for your affirmation people? And I'll get some very perfectionistic boss, and they'll say, well, once a year we actually have an annual performance review. We outline their strengths and also their weaknesses. I'm like, hang on a second. An affirmation person, if you're going to get them to run harder, they don't review once a year. Not once a month, not once a week. They need affirmation like 4 times a day, and they'll run harder for you. The challenge for you to go from here, once we set these goals, is to make the shift from to have to be. We live in a society today where kids come home and they've got their pictures that they've drawn, and they come in with the picture and they say, Mom, Dad, look at this. Look at this. I want you to see the picture I drew. And of course, what happens? Parents go, that's great, fantastic. I'm just going to finish cooking dinner. I'll be with you in just a second. People walk in the door and they say, hey, sweetie, how's your day? Yeah, good. I'm just going to check my emails. I'll be right with you. We have a society today where we're starting to look at the back of people's heads. In fact, let me ask you this. How often with your sellers, when you go see your sellers, how often can you tell me the color of their eyes? How often can you tell me the specifics about what they were wearing? The specifics of the jewelry around their neck? How much can we talk about because we're actually in the moment with people? People who have non-anxious presence are more successful. Have you ever seen actors interviewed? You ever seen Cate Blanchett interviewed? Cate Blanchett has what I call non-anxious presence. In fact, if you notice when she's interviewed, she sits still. Have you ever noticed like somebody, for example, that's not congruent with their movie? If somebody has a bad movie coming out, this is what they do. In fact, I watched Tom Cruise interview just recently, and he said, he had this movie, and he said, you know, I think the thing about this film, and he had what I call, its physiological term, hot bun syndrome. When people have hot bun syndrome, you can tell they're a little bit more incongruent. They shift in their seat and they go back and forth. In fact, salespeople do this all the time. You look at a salesperson and say, well, talk to me about the fee. And the first thing they do is shift in their seat. They're incongruent with their ability to deliver results. I watched Sir Michael Caine interviewed about the new Batman movie. They asked the question, is this the best Batman movie? Sir Michael Caine, without moving, he looked and he said, it's not only the best Batman movie. He said, I've made 110 films. This is one of the best movies I've ever made. He sold 1 million tickets just like that. Bang! Because he had non-anxious presence.